From Holy Cross Preparatory Academy, postseason basketball is fully upon us as we've got Burlington County semifinal play between the number 3 seed Rancocas Valley Red Devils and the number 2 seed Holy Cross Prep Lancers. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm joined by Chase Parson on the call this afternoon. We've got Wednesday night basketball. It is an incredible Burlington County tournament that we've been able to cover so far this February, but right now it comes down to the top 2 teams remaining, and I say remaining because number 1 seed Lenape was eliminated in the quarterfinal round of Doane Academy. So the stakes are high. Whoever wins tonight will have the finals home game on Friday, February 20th, because RV's the 3, Holy Cross is the 2, and the 2 teams remaining on the other half of the bracket, Doane Academy and West Hampton Tech, who are currently playing as we speak, they are the 8 and the 5. So they're going to be on the road, and the winner of tonight's game will be at home.
Yeah, and we're in tune for such a great game. I mean, both of these teams, I was in the stands watching Holy Cross on Monday against Seneca, and they were just such an overall just better team. Seneca wasn't bad by any means necessary, but overall, all around, both offense and defense look so well put by Coach Bullock, and it's just an amazing product. For RV, I want to point out Jalen Washington, number 1. He has 936 career points. He was tied for he had the second most points in New Jersey on Monday night with 31, and he was tied for third most in three-pointers on the night as well. Now, I say that, and I look over at Holy Cross for Jordan Owens, the senior. He has 1,200 career points here at Holy Cross. He was the 4th highest scorer on Monday night and tied for first in three-pointers on Monday night with 6. So overall, we have a tale of 2 tapes. You got one player who's definitely the star player for RV in Washington, and you have Owens, who's also the star player. But overall, Holy Cross has so many good players like Josh Swain. When we broadcasted him last time, had that winner against Lenape in the Holy Cross Showcase. And it's just so much overall product, and it's just an amazing product that they have here at Holy Cross.
Yeah, Holy Cross really seems like a very balanced team, but don't count out RV. They're 13-12, and they're actually 1-7 in the Olympic American, but don't let that fool you. Being last in the Olympic American is kind of like being last in the SEC. Like, it is just that good of a conference and a division where you have Cherry Hill East, Lenape, Eastern, all of whom have over 16 to 17 wins this year. But for Jay Flanagan, he also knows how to push the offense. And by push, I mean lack thereof, because you're not going to see a whole lot of explosive scoring from RV, as is typical in Olympic Conference play. You see it out of Eric Cassidy and Cherokee, Dave Allen out of Cherry Hill East. A lot of these coaches, they like to run, and back when Joe Kessler was at Shawnee, they would run these slow, very managed offenses that would really slow the game down and would probably mean that the winning team would only score 40 to 45 points, if not less, a night. But this Rancocas Valley team, 3 sophomores in their starting lineup. You're going to see Christian Finnessy, Chris Lee, and Griffin Fair, 2 guards and a forward starting for Rancocas Valley that are all of the class of 2028. So this is a young team. Washington is one of the exceptions. He leads this team. But Holy Cross seems really balanced, and I think that this game is going to clash in a great way. There's going to be a lot of intensity. These teams know what's on the line. I think that these teams also know now that their chances of winning this, now that Lenape's out, they've been out since President's Day, that has skyrocketed because everybody was afraid to face Lenape, but now they are the ones that control their own destiny. So right now, the winner of tonight's game, again, will face either Doane Academy or West Hampton Tech, and they will be the home team. So if RV wins, it will be at Mount Holly, and if it's Holy Cross, it will be right here. And we'll tell you, if it's at Holy Cross, we'll be here on Friday, February 20th. But Holy Cross 22-4 this year. Marcus Bullock's a fantastic head coach. And now that we know that the NJSIAA seedings are out, there's going to be a lot of great matchups coming up. Rancocas Valley already knows their playoff date. Wednesday the 25th, they're going to be in the Group 4 playoffs on the road at Kingsway. And then for Holy Cross, they get a first-round bye. They do not play until March 2nd when they play either Gloucester Catholic or Wildwood Catholic. But it should be a fun one tonight.
Definitely. It's going to be such an amazing game. You talk about the 2 head coaches. You got Marcus Bullock. He's in his 3rd season, but he spent his assistant coaching job under head coach, what's his name? John Valori, who had the 3rd most wins in South Jersey basketball history, so he's nothing short of legendary. And you look to RV, who has Jay Flanagan. He's the 4th most active head coaches in South Jersey who have the most wins. So definitely 2 legendary coaches in their respective halves.
Yeah, Jay Flanagan over 500 wins. He reached that mark last year, but it's going to be a great one tonight. Rancocas Valley and Holy Cross here from Delran, New Jersey, just off of Route 130. We'll be back in just a moment here for the Burlington County Tournament semifinals. Nearly ready to go from Delran, New Jersey. I'm Dan Wilkins of Rowan College of South Jersey, joined by Chase Parson of Rowan College of Burlington County. Holy Cross will be in their home black jerseys as usual. Rancocas Valley will be in their visiting white with the red accents. Again, Chase, we've mentioned it ad nauseum how fun this game is going to be. Two heavyweights going at it, and RV doesn't look like a heavyweight on paper. They're 13-12, but they're led by Jalen Washington and their three sophomores, in addition to a very strong head coach in the legendary 500-plus win, Jay Flanagan. We are underway after this tip in Holy Cross, or at Holy Cross, for the Burlington County semifinal. Joey Martino has the first possession for the Lancers. Holy Cross comes in at 22-4. Owens on the right side. Holy Cross preparing to face a 3-2 that eventually just shifted into a 2-3 zone for the Red Devils. It's flipping it back over to the far corner for three. It's good. Way to get the party started, Jordan Owens. 3-0 Holy Cross. Now moving over to the far side. Rancocas Valley trying to drive. As another three ball didn't go that time from Owens. Out on the left wing. Seal. Three. Colin Seal with the triple, and a second opportunity by Holy Cross to get that one back down the floor. Now on the right side. Rancocas Valley trying to keep settled. And another putback by the Lancers. Make that now 7-3. Working on an issue with our scoreboard. So 6:24 left in the first, and after that brief interruption, Holy Cross will go to the line for their first trip. Jordan Owens. Owens' first shot is good. Owens, as we mentioned in the open, 1,200-point scorer in his senior year with the Lancers, 446 this year. That's good for an average of 17.8. He has had double-digit points in every game except for two this season. Holy Cross gets the offensive rebound after the missed foul shot. He's going to fire this one across the floor. Martino, the point guard, playing some high basketball. Out to Owens on the right side. Pump fake by Swain. Underhand feed for two. It's good on the corner of the paint for Tristan Ganges. And Holy Cross off to a blazer to start this game. Pulling inside on the baseline. Ball comes out. It'll be a foul. Martino picks that one up. So that foul came in the middle of a bit of a change of hands there. Ten to 3. Ball comes out. Open field. Look out below. It's no good. Just a little bit too strong that time. Now another full court pass as that won't go. Shot a little bit too strong there as RV and Holy Cross both missing shots. That one that time by Griffin Fair. Gerchik, no good on the three. Now moving at half court. Taking his time there. Ball comes out again from Finnessy. That's blocked. Denied by Gerchik. And 3 minutes into this game, Holy Cross with an offensive outburst. They're up 10 to 3. Martino taking his time. Jalen Washington backing off as he waits for his head coach, 22-4 Marcus Bullock, to set a play. Out on the right, Gerchik finds Martino open. He will take the shot. It's no good. Gerchik, offensive rebound, put back, jam! Put some peanut butter on that jam as he puts it down. 12-3. An emphatic timeout called by Jay Flanagan. It's a full. We'll take a break, but Josh Swain gets this crowd fired up on a Wednesday night. We'll go to break. 4:33 left in the first. 12-3 Lancers. Welcome back to Holy Cross Preparatory Academy. Going to be a fun weekend of basketball coming up. We'll be at Kingsway Regional tomorrow for the Tri-County semifinal between the Overbrook Rams and the Kingsway Dragons. Tip-off at 6 p.m. from Gloucester County, as the number 4 seed Overbrook Rams will visit Kingsway as the number 1 seed. Jalen Washington taking his time, dribbling this one up the right. Goes to Finnessy. Guarded by Owens, bobbled loose, goes back out. Washington puts up a 3, airballed it. Holy Cross students will let him hear it, but the foul is called as the stocky forward, Chris Lee, draws the foul, and it'll be RV's first trip to the charity stripe tonight.
I mean, Chris Lee, as a sophomore, 165 career points, just this season. He didn't do much as a freshman, so technically in his career, 165 points and 124 rebounds. That's good enough for 6.6 points per game and just under 5 rebounds a game.
Yeah, might as well be his rookie season. Lee, 31 for 52 from the charity stripe this season, 59.6%, and he makes 1 of 2. So they're able to disrupt the run as it's 12-4. Swain with 6, Owens with 4. Martino at the top, out to Owens, near corner, Gerchik fires it across the floor. A lot of heavy passing here from the Lancers. They are clearing everyone. Gerchik on the 3-point line. Back out, left wing, Martino puts it up for 3, no good. Back to Swain, underhand feed. Here's another. Here's another! Put that one in the books, Jordan Owens. 15-4. Back out to the top. Again, the sophomore, Seal, sets a play. Martino not giving him any space to breathe. Here comes a corner 3. Side iron. Offensive rebound. Scramble. Do we have a jump? Martino rolls over. And Martino kind of jumped up after that play, as Andre Birdsong will check in for the sophomore Colin Seal. Honestly, with how this RV team is playing, they're not playing like they're down 11 right now. I mean, they are putting in a lot of grit on this offensive side, but they're just not getting the shots to fall, and Holy Cross is taking that opportunity to its fullest. We're going to get a foul here. Martino disagrees with the call, and I believe the foul is on him.
So you're going to hear a lot of us talk about Joey Martino, not only because he starts every possession, but because he literally starts every possession. He already has 2 steals so far, so he's always this quick jump shot for this offense. And all these fast breaks that you see, 99% of them are going to come from Martino.
That one goes out of bounds as Washington got that one to deflect off the foot of Josh Swain, 6'4" forward. Bounce pass goes inside. He'll feed it out inside the semicircle. He'll have to hold on to it for Finnessy. Birdsong, near corner. Now along the baseline, ball comes out. Lee loses it. And now open field again for Holy Cross. Martino, open, 3. Joey Martino keeps the fireworks coming. And it's 18-4, a 14-point lead, still with 2:30 to play in the first. RV in a lot of trouble. And Martino picking up a rebound there as RV just went a little bit too strong on that basket there. That field goal attempt by Birdsong. Marcus Bullock moving it up the floor with Martino. Now Gerchik on the baseline. Back to Martino. Ooh, little shuffle there. He'll go in. Contact goes down. No whistle. No whistle again as Gerchik gets it to fall. And Jay Flanagan will call another timeout. He's used 2 in the first 6 minutes of the game, as it's a 20-piece in the first quarter for Holy Cross. Offense galore. As it'll be a 30-second timeout, we will stay here. But Rancocas Valley now charged their second timeout. Let's take a look at Rancocas Valley's standings in the Olympic American. As where they are right now, Cherry Hill East is atop the division after a bit of a small slide. They were able to hang loose after a 17-0 start. They opted out of the Camden County tournament. They would have easily been the number 1 seed, but instead Paul VI took the number 1 seed, as really in the words of their athletic director Mike Bayrow and in the words of their head coach Dave Allen, they said, we're just too banged up and we don't want to assume further risk. As further down in that standing is Eastern with 20 wins, Lenape with 17, Cherokee 16-10, and then RV 13-12. They are 1-7 in the Olympic American, but we made a note about it in the Open that being 1-7 in the Olympic American is kind of like being 1-7 in the SEC. Like, you could still play maybe 90% of teams from the other leagues and still be competitive. Step back 3 by Washington now gets turned over. RV had it until they didn't. Here comes Owens. He's fouled. Bit of a flailing shot that time. But now he'll go to the line as he draws contact from the Red Devils. But a 16-point lead here in the early going, holding RV to just a 3 from Colin Seal. And that was way back in their first possession of the game. And then a foul shot from Chris Lee.
And really what's been this offense so far, as Owens makes his first, brings him to 10 points now. Owens has 2 3-pointers and an explosive dunk that we saw a few moments ago just before the first timeout that Flanagan took by Josh Swain. And it really is just this fire spark for this offense. You don't see these micro possessions. You see these quick fast breaks and these huge long passes, and it's getting the job done for the Cross.
It really is, as they're up 22-4. Both foul shots good by Jordan Owens. He's up to 9. As now moving inside, here comes a shot, tried to draw the contact. Ball is loose. Gerchik has it, and he is down as he took some contact. Now this goes to Martino. He'll drive through. This is a travel. (22-4). Minute 15 left in the first. As this has been an intriguing game so far, Jay Flanagan, the legendary coach that he is, has burned 2 of his timeouts already. Here comes a jumper, Washington wide. And that one gets reeled in by Tristan Ganges. Owens looking for the crossover. Again, guarding that sophomore there. Martino definitely shooting the ball more than when we saw him back on February the 1st in that overtime win over Lenape, another opponent in the Olympic American. Bounce pass back to the top for Ganges, down to 40 in the first. Owens, heavy contact, got put in the jam. Here comes a pass. Another deep ball for 3. No good. And an over-the-back foul will be called. It's going to be called on Tristan Ganges. That's going to put Holy Cross on 4 fouls. And sometimes with an explosive offense, you do run the risk of giving up, those fouls and putting your guys in foul trouble. You can only run that train for so long until it could become an issue. It's now sliding over to the top. Got 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Flip from Finnessy back to Washington. We've got 15. He's getting backpedaled back to the second. Oh, man, he went all the way back to the second volleyball line as there's a 3 ball, doesn't go. Here comes a heave. We've got 4. Owens finds somebody. He'll go to Swain.
Oh.
He gets blocked on the jam, and he'll get up, but he got denied by the side of the rim, as we'll go to the second quarter with an emphatic 18-point, 22-4 lead for Holy Cross. I don't know if I was expecting this one, but we'll be right back. Welcome back here from Holy Cross Preparatory Academy. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first try. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, 614 Lambs Road. Martino to Gerchik for the first possession, and now back to Martino to run the point here for Holy Cross. A 18-point, 22-4 lead. It has been an explosive first quarter, and they're going to look to keep the pace going as Swain lays it in. Make that a 20-point lead. I can't even believe that I have to say that the new NJSIAA rule is at 35 at halftime, or 35 at any point from halftime onward is for the running clock. But man, Jordan Owens wants to get that clock running right away. 27-4. Holy Cross really wants that finals home game, I'll tell you that, because they know they're guaranteed that home game if they win tonight, no matter who wins, as the ball comes out. Holy Cross gets it back. Again, Doan and West Hampton Tech are currently, as we can understand, currently playing. If we have an update on that game, we'll bring it to you right away, because that will determine who these two play. On the baseline. Here comes a 3. Owens, no good. And we do have a final. West Hampton Tech beat Doan 81-68. So West Hampton Tech, the 5 seed. Looks like that went final about 15 minutes ago. Out on the right side. And Kevin Emmons of South Jersey Sports Zone reported that the Panthers trailed by as much as 15 in the second quarter before dominating in the second half. So they will now advance to face one of these two teams. And West Hampton, not terribly far. I could imagine some of the kids getting off the bus and making a trip to watch the second half of this game here at Holy Cross. As Martino gets it going. Guarded on the right wing. He'll pluck it inside. And that one's good.
Tough shot there from Swain.
Really tough shot, but it ends up paying off. Just really can't believe how good this Holy Cross offense is. But if you've limited a team to 4 points in a quarter and a half, then you got to give some credit to that defense as well, because Holy Cross has really been sticking it to the man as through contact, Owens gets another. This is incredible. I can't remember the last time I saw a team, the teams this good against each other, one dominating by this much. Here comes a heave. Oh, Swain lost it. He'll hold on to it. And no whistles either. He's in the paint. Ganges fouled, and how about that for an and one? He tried to put it down, but instead there was contact, and it's going to count for a foul and one. Tristan Ganges. This is unbelievable.
I mean, last night when we covered Haddon Township and Gloucester, those were two fairly equal teams. I mean, they split the season series 1-1, but then in the third quarter, they hit that 35-point threshold and that had the running clock, which is not what we were expecting as well. And now I feel like the same situation is happening here. 2 evenly contested teams, and now that 35-point threshold is in contention.
33-4. Gets stolen away, and the ball comes out. A rare mistake by the Lancers. Back to the top. Oh, you could see the very adamant frustration for Colin Seal as he went to pass that ball inside, but it got knocked away. RV touched it last, and just an errant throw, errant pass, gives Holy Cross the possession. Spinning around, Martino, just such great athleticism and twitchiness from number 2. Moving in, Swain loses it. It goes into the first row. This will be Holy Cross ball. Martino will inbound. 4:29 is on the board here at Holy Cross Prep. The number 2 seed in South Jersey non-public B. There's a triple falling away. This is unbelievable. RV looking for a little solace as they try to rip down the rebound. Lee goes up, can't get it. He steals it away. He's on his knees. He gets dragged down by Ganges, who rips it away. I don't know how nothing was going on there, but just pure physicality and athleticism got them through that. As Martino he'll drive through the middle, makes a miss, offensive foul. I think that was the right call in there, just a little bit too much contact for Martino.
I mean, Martino averaging just under 3 steals a game. He's already past that point. He has 4 steals in this first half. And I mentioned briefly in the first quarter that you're going to hear his name a lot, but not because of points scored, but because of starting possessions with the quick steals and the easy passes.
This is now a 32-point game. As setting a screen, he goes back to Seal. Yeah, RV just hasn't had that much of a fluid offense. They haven't really tried to do a couple things in a row. Here comes Owens, up and in.
He's already got 21.
A 20-piece for Owens. Hey, he might be like Dante Thompson of Atlantic City. Dropped a 50 burger last night. I don't know, but this is going to be fun. Can't get it there. Here comes another. Seal. Can't get that one to fall. It's like there's saran wrap over the net. This just is not good for Rancocas Valley. A 34-point lead, and they get another turnover to go in the favor of the Lancers after that foul. And Seal checks out.
I mean, 21 points for Jordan Owens, including 4 threes. It's just a dominant showing, and we talked about it, and we highlighted him for Holy Cross in our open. Again, he was the 4th most points on Monday night, and his win against Seneca on points, and tied for first in 3 points made in a single night in the whole state of New Jersey.
Martino moving over the middle. Nice arc there. He'll go out. Corner 3, no good. Reaching for that one, can't get it. Saved it on the baseline, but he'll put it right back in the hands of the Lancers, and this one is good. 40-4 in a Burlington County tournament semifinal game. It's a 36-point lead. If this lead holds at halftime, we will have a running clock for the entire second half with no matter what RV does, it will not stop. That's the NJSIAA rule. And that was enacted this year as another miss. Lee, finally. Chris Lee, the sophomore. Here comes Martino, just phasing through the RV Red Devil defense. 42-6. I didn't know it was football season. Another tough break there for RV as Finnessy couldn't hold onto it cleanly. He'll go up, corner of the paint. That's a nice jumper, but he just can't get it to go, and the ball pops out again. Minute 45. RV, here's a corner 3. Looking for another. Can't get it to fall. And RV able to box out successfully to pick up the rebound. Moving in, and it's good. Timeout, Marcus Bullock. Well, if you're Holy Cross, their first sign of a timeout was when RV made 2 straight baskets. That's how good Holy Cross has been playing on both sides of the ball. 42-8, 1:27 left in the first half. Yeah, this is an interesting one. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Old Marcus Bullock coming out of a timeout. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. New Jersey's premier, adult baseball league with over 20 teams across 4 competitive divisions. That'll be a travel. Register today at southjerseynaba.com. 42-8. Yes, that is correct. Wasn't expecting that. Don't think anybody was expecting that because RV is a good team. They've beaten some very good opponents this year, but tonight has not been their night in terms of shooting, in terms of defense. Holy Cross has outmanned them at almost every station. As this ball gets blocked from Lee, trying to rip it away. He'll hang on to it from Evan Finnessy, and a putback is good by Griffin Fair, and it's double digits for the Red Devils. His first points of the night. Moving over to the top, Martino backpedals. Again, for those just joining us, and if you're not aware, West Hampton Tech beat Doane Academy 81-68. So that is the final score from the other half of the bracket. Came in about 30 minutes ago. The winner of this game will play West Hampton Tech. And if Holy Cross wins, that's a team they've already played twice because it's a divisional matchup. Here comes a 3. No good. Comes down. We've got a foul coming the other way. As I think this is going to be, it will be. It's going to be a foul on Brandon Yancic. They're going to get a half-court heave, a full-court heave, and that's the end of the first half. 32 points. If there's any reprieve, RV will not go into the half with a running clock. But I don't know if it gets much better. Holy Cross with a first half to remember, as through 16 minutes here in Delran, it's the Lancers 42 and the Red Devils 10. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well.
The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside.
It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need.
And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives.
If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear.
Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Welcome back to Holy Cross Prep Academy. These players probably have not seen a half like this versus a team like this in a long time, as Holy Cross leads Rancocas Valley 42-10 at the start of the third quarter. Now remember, the rule in the NJSIAA is 35 at halftime or 35 at any point from halftime onward initiates the running clock. That is a new rule for this year. And honestly, Chase, I don't want to sound audacious, but I think we're kind of lucky that we actually haven't had that many games that have needed that running clock. That means that most of the games that we've covered have been competitive. So as of now, Holy Cross could drain a 3 and they could start that running clock. But it is a 32-point game, and of course, this game is not over by any means. Tracy McGrady could come onto the floor at any moment, and we could see a drastic change of pace. But for a coach like Jay Flanagan, you got to imagine he brought in some inspiring words for his team going into the halftime break and really tried to change the pace, as Jalen Washington does it right there by knocking down a triple for his first points. But Jordan Owens comes right back, and guarded by Washington, no less. That's 24 for Jordan Owens. Passes it across, goes behind. It got tipped. Seal to Owens. Martino knocks it down, but on Martino's bat down, it got taken away as Jordan Owens was out of bounds. He was standing on the baseline, and they'll call this one out of bounds. Seal to Washington. Washington fouled. This will be on the floor, it looks like. Again, don't forget our next broadcast will be tomorrow, Overbrook and Kingsway. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip-off, the 4v1 game in the Tri-County semifinals. This one moves over to the corner for 3. No good. He was wide open, too. That was just a straight miss by Christian Finnessy. And it's 45-13. Owens, right side for Gerchik. Again, still a 32-point lead here for the Lancers. Here starting out the third quarter here in the Burlington County semifinal. Winner plays West Hampton Tech at their respective home court on Friday the 20th. Fouled. That was almost an apologetic foul right there. Not a lot of contact forced that time with Josh Swain going up. Referees were whistling because the clock and the scoreboard on one side went out. That happens a couple times a game here, only on one side though. Swain at the line, his first is no good. Swain, the 6'4", 6'5" senior, 329 points, 76 rebounds, 39 for 60 from the charity stripe, as he makes 1 of 2 for the 65% free throw shooter. Up to double digits for the senior, as it's 46-13. Ball comes out, saved by Washington. He'll get it to transition for a 3, no good. And they're going to say this hit the wire. Now, one thing you might notice about Holy Cross is that they have a shot clock set up. Now, of course, it's not on because the New Jersey State Athletic Association does not have a shot clock, but it is a point of, I want to say, a point of discussion.
This referee's not aware of it.
Yeah, the referee doesn't know that it only shuts off on one side, and that Holy Cross, it's a known issue. We've been here enough times where it has shut off like 4 or 5 times every single game. We were talking about the shot clock. You might ask, well, why does a high school in a state that doesn't have the shot clock have one? Well, this was the home of the Rowan College of Burlington County basketball teams before their college shuttered athletics in 2020. As there's a block, all ball. Josh Swain denies Jalen Washington, and Fair puts it back for 2. Not only a great block that time, as here comes Martino, no good on the 3, but also amazing recovery there by Rancocas Valley as that one goes in. Ganges for 2, 48-15. But yeah, that's why they have the shot clock, because this used to be the RCBC home for their basketball, as this is going to be a travel. So in the NJCAA, as Some of you are aware that we've covered JUCO basketball in the past year or so with my time at Rowan College of South Jersey with the Roadrunners, that we have shot clock, same rule as NCAA college, but it could be enacted as soon as 2027 to 28, as in not next year but the year after that, as the three doesn't go. That would be the soonest it would be enacted, as there's a foul and one. It will go to a full membership vote in May. What's your take on it, Chase? For it, against it?
Well, I definitely think it's a good idea because you look at Doane Academy when they played Shawnee in the first round of the Burlington County Tournament, and it's just you hold the ball the entire 7 minutes of the 8 that you have in a quarter, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, there's game plans that are like that, and then there's instances where that happens. I'm not saying that's Doane Academy's whole products for their offense, because it definitely isn't, and it shows.
And it's a part of the Olympic Conference's identity. We've had a couple of Olympic games that have been really low scoring, like 40 to 35, and it's just a normal night there.
But I definitely think that it's a good idea to institute a shot clock, because if any player further progresses in this field of the sport of basketball, no matter where you go, there's going to be a shot clock. You can't hold the ball for 7 minutes and expect there to be an offense.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I think the reason why these players or maybe these coaches want it isn't exactly for the high school players themselves, but for their own recruitment. Because let's be honest, I think that recruiting for basketball at the highest level, Division I, has been hurt in New Jersey by the fact that they don't have a shot clock. You will see states that have shot clocks get more players recruited. I mean, a lot of teams just ignore South Jersey basketball. If you're from south of Trenton, and if you don't go to one of the powerhouses like Camden, or up here will be Thrive Charter or something like that, you're basically ignored. I mean, I understand that basketball is a high-demand sport where you only get 12, 13, maybe 15 roster spots. It's a lot different from football, where even a solid player can get an FBS scholarship or an FCS opportunity, as Lee gets that one to fall. It's 48-21. It's just an interesting discussion point, because while I think it would be good for the game, as there's a foul, I do worry about the smaller schools. I went to a small school myself, Audubon, graduating class 124. Unless the state is willing to foot the bill for installing these shot clocks and for the training of, there's already multiple people at the scorer's table as it is. You talk about the stat keepers and the score books and the game clock operator and the score operator. You have to add another chair to that table and another person to train to get everything in line with NJSIAA standards. So I think for some small schools, especially some really small schools, because funding has hurt a lot of schools. We saw up north, Jefferson Township may be cutting all of their athletics unless their voters approve like a massive tax hike, as Owens makes both. And we'll close this subject, not to get incredibly off topic, but I saw the shot clock there and I was like, it's a topic of discussion in New Jersey. It's two questions. Will it be good for the game, which I think is an undisputed yes. But the second question is how feasible is it for you to get the 400-plus high schools in New Jersey that play basketball or field athletics to take on this new endeavor? We've got 3:25 left in the third. I think all of you just got a sneak peek of my baseball commentary. We go on a little storytelling adventure. A miss there by Lee. He tried to take a swipe from the back. This one will go up. Foul and one. 52-23. 3:10 left in the third, as Josh Swain puts in another 2 points. As Seal will check out. They're going to send Birdsong back in. Enter your Grateful Dead references here. 52-23 to make it a 30-point game. It's good for the N1. Just what a performance by Holy Cross. Again, RV has not been playing badly, but Holy Cross has just worn them out to the point where you just feel like it's hard for any of these guys to get ahead as Lee puts that one in. He's got 9. He leads the scoring for the Red Devils as Gerchik receives a full court pass, and he adds his name to the book. 55-25, so 30-point game, still not in the threshold of a running clock. Bounce pass, open look in the corner for Fair, no good. Rebound. Here comes Swain, wide open,
Bang.
Jam! Timeout, Jay Flanagan. That's the second time that Josh Swain has put down a slam so hard that it's going to be a timeout for Jay Flanagan. How about that for a grand slam? Call it a Denny's, as we've got a 57-25 lead. Jay Flanagan only has 2 timeouts remaining, and we'll take a break. 2:27 left in the third. Coming out of timeout, Jay Flanagan talks it over with his crew, is now going through heavy contact. Driving to the basket, gets the feet taken out from underneath him. As it'll be a foul on Gerchik. 4 fouls for the Lancers. Bounce pass to Fair. Off the inbound of Washington. They'll pass around the world. They'll find Washington in the far corner. He'll get hit. Goes back to the top for Birdsong. Spinning. Firing. Corner of the paint. No good. And a feed to Martino. He'll get a nice stop there. Under 2 minutes left in the third. He lost it on the baseline. Back to Swain. Puts it up. Blocked. Open lane right in front of him as Fair takes a fall. And the basket is good by Josh Swain. Tristan Ganges, pardon. 59-25. 34-point lead. If Holy Cross makes another basket, we do go into the running clock territory as Lee falls on it. He kind of squashed it with his elbow. This is going to go back. Birdsong is going to pick this one up. And again, he'll just kind of let that one roll because he knew it wasn't a tip, so it was going to be a clean backcourt violation. We do have a handful of subs coming in. Evan Finnessy, and then number 24, Jeremiah Walker, and number 23, Giancola Colombo. So a lot of the youngsters coming in for Rancocas Valley. And I mean, listen, this isn't an NJSIAA playoff game. You obviously want to play to win your county, but the preparation for the 25th when Rancocas Valley plays at Kingsway is going to be much more pertinent at this time. And again, if you're a coach like Jay Flanagan, he wouldn't say it, but I think that RV kind of knows where it is right now. 8 minutes, about 9 minutes to make a 34-point comeback is almost impossible. So, again, it's not improbable, but you'd need to start getting on a hot run right about now. So if you're RV, put the guys in that you can, because this might be the last chance that they get to retool this lineup before Wednesday at Kingsway. You want your best players healthy, full of energy, not tired, not exasperated. You want them ready for that state playoff game. Moving up is Swain, fouled. So he just has to make one to make this a 35-point game, 60-25.
From our angle, it looked like Swain got his head above the rim. I don't know if that's because we're just a little bit lower or
we're
incredible.
only a little bit higher than the scorer's table. I'd say we're like 4 feet off the ground. Not even, like 3 feet. Overbrook Kingsway tomorrow at 6 p.m., and that will bring us to the running clock, 60-25. Kind of a sigh of relief that they were able to get that going from some of the Holy Cross faithful. And a foul.
I don't know about that one. I think that was just jarred loose naturally on the dribble.
Yeah.
And Owen stuck his hand in, and I guess that was what they thought was too aggressive or something. I'm not too sure, but you know, these referees, they haven't been too consistent on the Holy Cross side. There haven't been a lot of fouls for RV, but definitely against Holy Cross's offense.
We'll have 10 seconds left. RV will have a brief bonus here in the third quarter. They've got 3 seconds left. The clock stopped. Now it will run. They'll get a half-court heave, and it's wide left. So Joey Martino just having a little bit of fun with it right now, as this game is officially, at least in the definition of the state, out of hand. It's Holy Cross 60, Rancocas Valley 26 right after the break. Welcome back. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. For booking and more information, visit dawgprowrestling.com. And also, for future events, March 6th at Rowan University, an event for all Rowan students. Also, an event and a table at the South Jersey Geek Fest at the Gloucester County Fairgrounds in Mullica Hill on April 4th. And if you can't make it, and wait until May, because Dog will host a wrestling event at Pinelands Regional High School in Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey on May the 2nd. You can follow their social media at dog_unleashed, DAWG_unleashed. Underhand flip to the corner. Wonder when Holy Cross is going to start emptying that bench. RV certainly did late in the third. But Holy Cross looks like they've got a date with West Hampton Tech coming up for Friday. And if Holy Cross wins, we've mentioned it several times, we will be here. It will be the number 5 versus the number 2. Lenape was eliminated as the number 1 seed in the quarterfinal round to Doan Academy, which has also had an incredible season. Bounce pass up. Hello! Josh Swain. And a timeout by Marcus Bullock. I wonder if he's not thrilled about that bounce pass. I loved it, but a bounce from Owens or from Ganges to Swain, who puts down another thunderous jam. They're just having fun at this point, but Marcus Bullock is not cracking a smile. 64-26 will stay here. As let's take a look at the Holy Cross standings in the BCSL Liberty Division, as they right now are sitting atop the division at 22-4. Thrive is in second at 17-5, another perennial contender in Central Group 1. West Hampton Tech is in third. Again, that is who Holy Cross will play if they win tonight. And then it's the top 3 and then everybody else. You've got Holy Cross, Thrive, and West Hampton, and then you've got, teams not having great seasons at all in Cinnamons and Medford Tech and Pemberton. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Here comes a shot. This one goes and just falls down. Second chance, that's a foul. It'll be called as the 6'2 senior Jeremiah Walker gets fouled. So again, running clock is in order, so we'll be out of here a little bit early. First shot, no good. Second shot is good. So Walker goes 1 for 2. And again, Rancocas Valley definitely emptied the bench, but haven't really seen the same from the Lancers as they're keeping most of their starters in, although they now have a few more out. Actually, is Swain the only starter left?
I believe Swain.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought the gentleman at the top of the point was Martino for a second, but he's sitting over on the bench. So you have Michael Longo, Josh Swain, Jameer Aaron, Braden Yancic, and number 1, who is not on our roster, but on the score sheet, he is Jalen Banks. That shot good by Swain. 21 now. Foul as Birdsong gets it going to the basket. Rancocas Valley with a loss will fall to 13-13. They have one more Olympic Conference game on Saturday the 21st versus Shawnee at 16-7 before they travel to Kingsway and Mullica Hill for the first round of the South Jersey Group 4 playoffs on Tuesday. Here comes a step back well wide of the basket as this will be rebounded by Yancic. Goes up to Jameer Aaron, little crossover there. 5 minutes left. This is Holy Cross Prep's last scheduled game. Remember, they do have a first-round bye, so their quarterfinal home game in South Jersey Non-Public B will not be until Monday, March 2nd. It will be either Gloucester Catholic or Wildwood Catholic, depending on who wins their first-round game. So Yancic gets the basket as Birdsong moving around, leaving an open space and trying to dribble it for his own good, but it goes out of bounds. So yeah, Holy Cross Prep is number 2. Rutgers Prep, who they lost to in the non-public B semis last year, are the number 1 seed. Team that we're all very familiar with from last year. As there's a foul, Birdsong gets it on his way up, and he'll go to the line. So for Rancocas, this will be the sophomore Andre Birdsong, 5'9". First shot is good. 111 points in his rookie season, 35 for 55. Yeah, the ref just said just keep the clock running. It's a 40-point game. So it's a 40-point game, 68-28. Moving over to the top, now on the left side.
Ooh, nice underhand layup there.
Really good stuff there from the Lancers. 70-28. I can't remember the last time there's been a semifinal game either in conference tournament play or in really state tournament play that has been this lopsided, but it is a 40-point game. But with the running clock being initiated since a minute left in the third, cross-court pass to Jameer Aaron. He spins, and it's good. Jameer Aaron. Birdsong, he'll put up a 3. Good. He'll hear that sweet song again as it's 72-33. There's a foul on his way up. All smiles from that Holy Cross offense, though, as at the line will be Jalen Banks. Banks, the 5'10" junior, 67 career points. He has 51 this year. He's played in 21 games, so almost all of them. But I think that's also a testament to the fact that Holy Cross has beaten a good chunk of their opponents by enough to warrant a guy off the bench, 7th, 8th in the priority line to get into the game. Second shot is no good from Banks. Minute 40 left in the ball game here from Delran, New Jersey at the Holy Cross Prep Academy. Moving over to the top of the key, Birdsong. Moves inside, no good. Saved by the Red Devils. They're going to dribble it out a little bit. Back to Colombo, and it's good. Rancocas Valley has had 4 scorers off the bench, although in hindsight, most of them haven't been, has this game really had a competitive moment? It was 3-3, 30 seconds into the game. And then Holy Cross got on a run. There's a 3. Jameer Aaron looking in the face of Colombo there, as this is a 41-point game. There's no other words than dominance, as Holy Cross will punch their ticket to the final round of the Burlington County Tournament. 76-35, and Holy Cross is going to dribble this out. Maybe not for too long, but they're just going to hold on to it here. They're setting up. He ripped off his jersey with 15 seconds left, and they're already ready to get out of here. And I think that's the reaction to how this game has been. He's just got to hold on to the ball. They can't let him go early. They just got to let him go. That's the ball game. Oh, what a moment there with Gerchik as the final score, a 41-point victory here in the semifinal of the Burlington County Tournament. It's Holy Cross 76, Rancocas Valley 35. You do not get any better than that. A 26-point performance by Jordan Owens, a fellow 21 from his teammate Josh Swain, and a 100% don't let off the gas performance from start to finish for the Holy Cross Lancers as they book their date with West Hampton Tech in about 48 hours.
I spoke with Jordan Owens on Monday night after his big victory and his huge performance of 28 points. He responded, Tuesday, our practice has to be the most locked in we've ever been. And I can't even imagine what they were going over on Tuesday, less than 24 hours ago, with just how locked in and how amazing they played. This is a similar result to how it was Monday night. So I'm not sure if it's the entirety of the season, especially heading into this postseason, how these practices have been consistently just dogging on these opponents, whether it was Seneca last Monday, whether it was Cinnaminson earlier in the season, that 74-10 victory against them. It's either a postseason thing or an entire season thing for head coach Marcus Bullock and crew. It's just an amazing showing, and I have no doubt that it will be another fun either blowout if West Hampton Tech can, play much better than their opponents have been against Holy Cross, or if it's just going to be yet another back-and-forth game like we were hoping this one would have been.
Well, that's the point that I wanted to make, is that West Hampton Tech, they lost to Holy Cross in both of their head-to-head matchups. They lost back on December the 19th on opening week, so how much can you benefit from that? It was 41-37, 4-point game at Holy Cross in a game that saw a 12-12 halftime. Really defensive battle. But the second game they played was 51-50 at West Tech back on January the 29th. So the 29th of January was not that long ago. So there is still a lot of fresh thinking on the minds of these players. And you know who else dropped 20 in that game? Josh Swain. Jordan Owens had 19. But Alex Genty for West Hampton Tech is going to be a huge matchup for Holy Cross to look at, because we saw West Hampton Tech on Saturday, and what I'll tell you about their team is that they shoot a lot of threes, but just like Holy Cross, they're very aggressive. They don't really have a small point guard that runs the floor like Joey Martino, but they do have a strong offensive presence, and they are a school that is going to put up a lot of points if you're not careful. So I think that West Hampton Tech, they're going to be in for a good ride, and honestly, when we talk about postseason play, tournament play, all of the stuff that you can talk about in the regular season goes out the window, completely disregarded, because it's a brand new day. You never know what is going to happen from here. Will Holy Cross play as well as they did when they beat West Hampton in December and in late January? I don't know, but the 2 times that they played, like we said, it was a 4-point game in December on opening week and then a 1-point win in a very defensive battle in late January. So will Holy Cross put up 76 points in the final? I doubt it. But what I do know is that the game is going to be utterly competitive, and these stands that were about maybe 60, 65% full tonight, it's going to be a packed house here in Delran in about 48 hours.
Yeah, now the Holy Cross Lancers are on a 7-game win streak to end the season, including the postseason that they've had so far in the tournament. And you just got to have a sense that they've caught fire. You talk about early in the season, you can't really tell against, you look at the first showing against West Tech and Holy Cross, you can't really tell, what succeeded, what wasn't going according to their game plan that we would see later in the season. But again, the second meeting, only a 1-point victory. Not too long ago on the 29th of January, it's not anything that these two teams are going to do different than they saw in that second showcase, maybe even the first showcase. But to be able to look back at these two division rivals and now have something on the line more than just a win, it's definitely going to be one heck of a game, and I can't wait to see your live stream. I'm not going to be here, but you're going to be back here. It's going to be great.
It's going to be really fun. Well, we'll see you on Friday if you're only here for the Lancers or the Panthers of West Tech, but we will be on the air tomorrow night from the Kingsway South Gym in Woolwich Township as we've got the Tri-County Conference Championship bracket. It's the semifinal round between Overbrook and Kingsway. But tonight, this was a game to remember for the Lancers and arguably a game that definitely could be forgotten for the Red Devils of Rancocas Valley, with a final score of Rancocas 35 and Holy Cross 76 in a 41-point victory. That'll be all for us tonight on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator Haley Mejia, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti. My producer Damian Waiters to my left, my color commentator Chase Parson of Rowan Burlington to my right. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you tomorrow at Kingsway Regional High School. But the final score, Holy Cross 76, Rancocas Valley 35. Have a good one, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.